Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Night. Eh?
Yeah.
The sun looks very beautiful tonight. Mostly.
The sun is shining. The sun is shining. Birds are chirping. I don't know what song this is, but I'm just making it up.
Did you know that if you put crickets over anything,
What?
it's automatically night?
No way.
Automatic.
Well, movie logic, yes. So if you're filming a movie, just put crickets in it. Crickets
Logic.
over your...
Logic.
Just put crickets over your broad as daylight fucking shot.
Don't put filters.
No.
Just fucking crickets.
Like, at least this is the laziest day for night I've ever seen.
Well, they didn't even bother,
No, it's just day.
as we found out.
It's just day.
The studio that distributed this picture, the studio that put this movie in theaters for you to pay money to see,
Yes.
that studio decided not to put tints on the day for night scenes. So it's bad enough how, like, day for night is bad enough as it is, but when you don't put, like, the filter on,
Yeah,
it's just day.
It's just day. So you just have a bunch of people saying like, "Oh, look at the moon," and it's fucking broad daylight, so they look just like,
Yeah.
look absolutely insane.
so you have a movie about a bunch
look-
of, like, meth
They
addicts
look batshit fucking insane.
talking nonsense.
Like they're just like, okay, so like let me set up the scenario. You're at a park or like some place with a
Some
lake,
public
right?
place, yeah.
So you're having a good time. You see two people in a boat, broad daylight, right?
Just like
Just two people in a
squinting.
boat, squinting at and one of them says, "Oh man, the moon looks so pretty shining on the lake."
And the stars too.
And then the woman says, "Yes, and look at the stars; they're shining so brightly." You would just be like, "Okay, we're gonna not stick around them because there's clearly something wrong with
You know what I think? Meth.
meth."
Like, oh, I see the meth outbreak has reached the park. Okay. I'll be like, let's get out of here before
Let's just go. They're a little questionable, so we're gonna get out of here.
before they just fucking lose their shit completely. Well, that's the whole movie.
Yeah,
That is the movie.
that
which
is the whole movie. Yes.
The Crater Lake Monster.
Oh my god, yeah. So don't worry, we're back for now. I had to take a week off because I was in Disneyland. Yeah.
Who's your favorite Disney princess, Will?
Uh,
Do you have a favorite
Um,
Disney princess?
it's Aurora, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Or no, it's Jasmine. If I'm being completely honest, she was my first like Disney crush because I love Aladdin, like absolutely love Aladdin. And so,
Aladdin. This is not an advertisement. Aladdin is the shit.
it is. I know it's had some controversies because like people say it like portrays Middle Eastern culture badly and stuff, and like I mean
Does it though?
I don't know. Like I think
It's based on Arabian Nights, isn't it?
vaguely, yes. But like I don't think it like I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't really consider it like super racist. They don't go like out of their way.
It's no Song of the South.
No, that is like the shit mark of
Or
Disney. Or Dumbo
yeah,
with Jim Crow. That
clever.
yeah. Oh, this is now our Disney podcast, by the way.
Our Disney podcast. The transition is complete.
Yeah,
We had to watch,
so many shitty movies that we just went to full on Disney.
but now we're just going to talk about Disney nonsense.
Yeah, but yes, Jasmine was my favorite princess.
I don't have a favorite.
Still is.
I'm sorry.
Aladdin, and I'm really excited about.
Yeah,
the live
Aladdin
action
is my
movie.
favorite princess.
I'm actually really excited about the live action movie. Sorry,
I'm
I don't
curious.
mean to go off on this tangent, but I am curious too.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, yes, the Crater Lake Monster.
It's adorable.
It is adorable. It is. it is. It is really cute, actually.
It is actually adorable, and I wish every time this thing wasn't on screen, part of me was like, I want to see that stupid fucking thing on screen,
Yeah, because it's cute.
especially when it starts throwing hay.
That was my favorite part. That was the most adorable, like the cutest thing I've ever
When it starts
seen.
throwing hay.
the cutest thing that's
That was-
supposed to be intimidating that I've ever seen.
It's supposed to be so scary.
Not nearly as cute as Night of the Lepus. That was. Now that's
That's
adorable.
cheating.
Now that shit's adorable.
That's cheating, though.
Bunnies.
Literally bunnies.
Giant bunnies.
Not like mutant bunnies, just bunnies.
It's adorable.
So it's not quite Night of the Lepus, but Night of the Lepus is cheating.
Yes.
This is the next best thing. So it's a big old puppet with like stop motion, like Ray Harryhausen stop motion. Not quite as elegant, mind
No.
you.
I mean, they did an okay job, if I'm being honest.
They did an okay job.
Like it's pretty smooth. If
There's some things that they should have like not done.
a lot of things. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things in this movie that they probably could have not
Like they also made a head.
done. Which the eyes move and everything. It looks fine. I mean,
It looks fine, except there is one shot where it hits the end of a pool.
my problem with this movie is not the monster, but we'll get into that.
It's everything else.
Like the monster's fine when it's doing its thing. It's fine. Everything else is just insane.
It's absolute.
It is fucking just the monster is the only bright spot in this movie when it's like murking people and you don't even get to see it kill people. So
This movie gives no fucks.
zero fucks. I've never seen a movie where they're just like, you know what, we're just gonna run with just random ideas we have.
Yeah, that's
Like they just ran with like I guess the writers were just like, okay, we're gonna do this now, and the director's like, okay, that's cool, let's direct it. Or the producer's like, yeah, that's a good idea to show a random subplot that is like 20 minutes in the making and then goes nowhere.
it goes somewhere. It goes into the monster's mouth.
In the most ridiculous way possible, yes.
That's where it ends up.
But anyway, let's get into the. I will be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it might go a little long, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a short review.
It'll be what it has to be. Well,
As long as it has to be. Yes.
it has to be.
Yep.
So we get like just opening credits.
It's just the stock footage of Crater Lake and opening credits.
It's not actually Crater Lake, but that's fine.
They don't film in Crater
It's
Lake.
fine.
They film in California.
It's fine.
A little bit too far down the coast, but okay.
It's fine. It
I mean,
looks
Crater Lake isn't even near the coast, so.
no.
But
But hey, they found a lake in California that looks like Oregon, and they just ran with it.
I mean, to be fair, like, if you didn't know the surroundings of Crater Lake, you couldn't.
Well,
tell
we
the
knew
difference.
because of the fucking credits.
Yeah, because it says filmed in California.
Yeah.
They'd like to thank California.
They named 2 cities in California, and it's like, oh well, thanks for giving that away.
So we get a guy sitting at a camp at a fire, and a car pulls up.
I think this scene is supposed to be night.
Every scene. Let's just assume every scene is supposed to be night because there's no difference between night
Yeah.
and day here.
And
So
this
he
guy
comes
pulls
up and he's like, "You gotta come see this. We found something in the mine."
and he's like, "Come on, do I have to? Can this wait till tomorrow?" He's
It's
like,
like,
"No,
Why do you always have to do these things at night? And it's just clearly day.
it's daytime.
It is clearly daytime.
It's maybe like
But after this, when they're driving to the mine, we get the only night shot.
yeah, because they pull up to the mine and it's
It's night.
shockingly nighttime.
It is nighttime, and I don't get it because that's the only time in this hour and 23-minute movie where they're mostly filming, quote unquote, at night
Yes,
that we get to see night.
actual night.
So they go into the cave and they find these cave drawings of like these ancient people.
And then he's like, "Okay, cave drawings, that's cool." And then he's like, "Look
but
at
like,
this."
Yeah, and then it's like these people fighting this giant, like, sea monster.
A plesiosaur.
Well, they say a dinosaur, but it's not a fucking dinosaur.
Plesiosaurs and dinosaurs are 2 different species of animals. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a plesiosaur.
Yes.
But they're finding it, and they're like, "This is like groundbreaking because it proves that dinosaurs and humans coexisted."
Yes. So then, just randomly, we get a fucking meteor, or like a stock, like a drawing of a meteor, flying across this, like not even across the screen. It goes like down the screen.
It's down. It's because it's gonna.
And then
go
it
to the
like
lake.
you see a flaming ball hit the lake, and then like some cop is like, oh, we got like a meteor just struck the lake. I'm like, blah blah blah.
And then after it does, they're in the cave and it starts shaking, and so they run out.
They barely escape the cave collapsing on them.
And the cave collapses, and they're safe. Everything's chill.
So then the cop is driving to a cafe.
We get a fucking. This is our introduction to these two goofs.
I'm just the comic relief of the movie.
This is beyond comic relief.
They're like the two main characters of the movie, pretty much.
They probably
have the most screen time.
Probably. And it's just these two guys, and like this waitress walks past in a skirt. And then as she walks past, they lean out of their
look at her ass. Yeah.
They lean out of their like booth to look at her ass. And then when she turns around, they like quickly skedaddle back.
Yep.
And just sit there. The sheriff comes in. He asks for a refill of his giant fucking thermos.
And then one of the scientists is there, and so by this point,
the professor is
the two younger people that were with the professor have just fucked off.
Not yet.
They're
on the lake.
Oh yeah.
After this, they're on the lake.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because they're the ones that get in the fucking scuba gear.
They haven't fucked off yet, but they will fuck off for the entire movie until the very end.
Yep. So he talks to him, and
so they're talking about the meteor and how they want to check it out.
The cop says that he's gonna take his boat, and he wants to look for it.
Yes.
And so they get the other two scientists on the boat.
They load up a bunch of scuba gear because they're gonna go investigate the meteor, and they boat for a while, like a long while, like at least 2 minutes of screen time, and then they
apparently find it.
They're talking about the meteor, and like the cop is like showing them where the meteor dropped, and like they see like a boiling like point of the water.
They see bubbles.
Yeah, so they're like, it must be there, and then they go dive down, and it's too hot to grab.
But they're saying that like, yeah, it's gonna have to cool off. We'll give us some time, and we get a quick shot of a fucking like little egg at the bottom of someone's fish tank
next to like this heated rock.
So you know what's coming.
Yeah. So we get a camper, and he's like, well, we know what's coming, but it happens immediately. We see the egg, and then literally the next scene is the fucking monster.
Yes, because they swim away. The egg apparently hatches. Monster comes up, and
so the camper is like, he's like, putting his stuff down and everything, and then
he like hears something. We get the monster vision.
And it's like crawling up the beach of the lake and going up to the guy.
And then it off screen attacks him, but we get the first shot of the stop motion creature, and it's like full size already somehow.
Yeah, like it just roars, and then
it's full size.
Yeah,
whatever. And then we get literally right away another goofball walking through the woods with like he's wearing one of those like, it's like one of those. What do you call it? It's like one of those like audio things where you point like this stick in a direction and like picks up the audio that's like really far away.
Oh yeah,
he's like listening for birds or something.
Right.
And he's walking around and he hears something, gets out his binoculars, and we see the animatronic head
just floating across the water.
And then it immediately cuts to sheriff's office.
Well, it also cuts to where the monster like comes up out of the lake. It's showing
the
lake
superimposed.
It's showing the lake from like a far angle.
Yeah.
And we just get the monster coming up and then going down. No splash, nothing. So it's like 3 monster scenes for no reason.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, the camper was at least setting up that it's a murderer, but we don't know why.
Because it's hungry. That bitch hungry. And apparently he already ate all the fucking fish in the lake. Which is like, there's a couple of lines that give that away that are the vaguest shit.
So then the cop's sitting in his office and he gets a call and he's like, it's like a monster in the lake. Beer just doesn't believe it. It's like, what's next? Little green men coming up?
Because like the guy, he hangs up and then he like makes a sarcastic remark, but he also swats a fly.
Oh yeah.
And he has a little scoreboard where it's like me, 20, fly, and then it's like 2. And we were just thinking, how did the fly win?
My guess was that the two were the flies that crawled up his ass.
and just never came out.
They're just still up there.
They're still up there
nestled and warm in their ass.
buzzing around in his ass.
Yep.
I got it. Poor guy.
So now we get an old guy fisherman, and he's like carrying his stuff to the dock, and we get our
we get the cows.
Is it the cows?
Yeah.
Is it the cows?
Yeah, the cows after the fisherman.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then
cows before the fisherman.
Cows and then the fisherman. That's right. Sorry.
So because
my brain broke halfway through this movie, so like
I remember this because it's so quick.
That's probably why I'm forgetting it.
Because it's literally he gets off the phone and then just a shot of cows, and then the monster like kind of comes up, and then again it's right back to his office. He gets a call that like a cow's missing or something.
Yeah, a bull.
He goes over there, and a guy says that his like big bull is missing.
Yep, and they think it's someone like stole the bull, and they're like,
no sign of anything.
I'll get to the bottom of this or whatever.
Then we get
the old guy carrying a tackle box and like a bait box.
And he wants to rent a boat.
And the two Goombas are like, okay, it's going to be 20, and then it's going to be 5 for the blah, blah, blah.
It's going to be 20 for the boat and 20 for the engine.
He says 5 if you want one with the engine. And he's like, okay, I want one with the engine. They're like, we don't have any with an engine.
And then he says, like, it'll be 5 without an engine.
Yeah. So the guy's like, okay.
And the guy's like, well, I guess I have no choice.
Well, he's all pissed off because he thinks the prices are too high.
But then they say, like, it's fine because, like, we've caught tons of fish with this boat here.
And so he gets in the boat, and he hires the boat, and then he starts rowing away. And the guys are like, should we tell him that, like, no fish have been caught for weeks in this lake?
And the guy's like, you're stupid. Like, this is how we're going to get our beer. Literally.
So the guy's sitting in the boat. He, like, boats out to this, like, really foggy place. I will mention he never once casts a line.
No, he just boats out and just chills.
He boats out and chills in the fog for a minute. And then, like, his boat rocks. And, like, it's supposed to show him, like, getting jostled into the lake.
It's supposed to be, yeah, the animatronic head.
He gets bumped into the lake, right? But, like...
They fucked up.
But they fucked up because the actor jumps into the lake.
We see the actor standing upright, squatting, and then
jumping into the lake. He doesn't look like he's being knocked into the lake.
And then he's in the lake, and he sees the animatronic head coming at him.
And so he tries to, like, get back in the boat, and then...
we see, like, the animatronic head, like, its mouth opens.
And then his legs are, like, kicking at it, and then just, like, slowly closes, but it doesn't clamp down.
It doesn't clamp, it just slowly closes.
Just slowly closes, and then, like...
drags him away.
And then he gets dragged down,
and
then it's it.
That's the end. And then...
So, now... So that we go back to the Goombas, and they're like, well, if he's late, he owes me another $5.
It's like, it's almost 6, and he's like, I still don't... There's no sign of him.
He's like, ah, shit, you're gonna make me go out and look for this boat?
But they're like, no, that's good. That's good that he's late, because if he's late, that's another $5, which means more beer.
Yeah.
The important things in life, okay?
So that it gets too late, even though it's daylight still.
It's fucking broad daylight.
And so they go out,
and they see the boat.
And it's, like, covered in blood.
Well, no, they see it, like... They see it from a distance.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they're like...
Because the fog clears.
Whatever, dude. And they see it from a distance.
Conveniently, the fog clears.
The fucking boat is just empty. So they swim out there.
And they see blood, like, just all in the boat. I don't get how the blood got in the boat because he got dragged underneath the water and killed.
Well, even the filmmakers don't know because... We'll get to this. So they call...
They call the sheriff.
And the doctor, or the professor. And they go out there and look at it. And then even he says, like, well, it's possible that, you know, he, like... Essentially, they say that, yeah, like, he fell in the water and for some reason he couldn't get back in the boat. And that's why there's all this blood in the boat. And then
yeah, he got, like, caught on something or, like, something bled out and he bled in the boat but then fell in the water or
It's
something.
like, oh, he fell in the water and got injured and bled out and that's why there's blood in the boat. And we're just like...
a shit ton of blood in the boat.
And we're just like, how in any mother-loving fuck does him falling out of the fucking boat result a giant puddle of blood in the boat?
Unless the monster jumped in the boat with him. That's the only thing.
My theory was the monster bit him so hard
It
that
sprayed
he like
up into the...
it was like a tomato. Like when you crush a tomato and it like squirts.
Or maybe like
That's what happened.
maybe the
It's like,
monster
or it's like Kill Bill.
maybe the monster like sucked out his blood and there's this just like back into the back.
Back in the boat.
Used the boat as a spittoon. Just ting.
How handy. And they're like,
The monster's like, ah, shit, a spittoon, nice.
it's, you know what? That's the only thing we got.
Yeah. So now we get, oh my god, now we get my favorite couple. So we get a man, an English man,
A British man.
a British
The
man,
most British man.
the
And
best
his
British man,
and his not British wife driving to Las Vegas.
from Crater Lake.
Well, they don't say where they're driving from. That's a mystery.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
true.
know.
Yeah, they don't know. We don't know. They're just driving to Las Vegas.
Let's just, for sake of argument, say they're driving from Portland, and for some ungodly reason, they took the detour. Crater Lake to Las Vegas is like 14 hours.
It's 12 hours, yeah.
Yeah. In the movie, they say it's 4 hours.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Now,
Unless-
from California to Vegas is 4 hours.
From parts of California, yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt from where they filmed it, unless they're on like a fucking DeLorean. The car's gonna like lift off.
Right?
But-
They're
They're just like talking, and
then, like, the car starts to break down, and I love this scene because you just get a red light in his face.
he's like,
and then
"Oh no,
And then he
oh
starts,
no,
like, patting on the car, like,
no,
like,
stop, no, don't do this
Stop.
to me."
why is this doing this? Why is it doing this?
And then the car breaks down, and he's like, "If this was an English car, this wouldn't have happened."
With his very, very realistic...
And I was just like, "Wait, that's supposed to be a British accent?"
It's the fakest British accent I've ever heard.
You know, it sounds like those old movie accents almost. Not British.
And this is supposed to be night still.
Oh,
And-
right.
And they decide that they want to rent a boat.
Well, no, they go to like they talk to this like mechanic dude, and he's like, "Yeah, it's really bad, but you know, we might be able to help you out there."
But you can rent a boat for the time being or whatever. I don't know like how they get to it, but they rent a boat.
But he's like, "Yeah, like the town is like up that way, but it's really far. But if you go down there, you can rent a boat and like jerk off for a day
Until we fix this shit.
tomorrow. I don't know."
They're like, okay. And then so they go down to rent the boat. I mean, it doesn't show them renting the boat.
So
yet,
first
but-
we see the two goons
yeah. So they
talking about like
they go off camera, and then it's the next scene, and the two goons are talking about going to a dance.
so they're like, "I'll go to a dance and I'll ask that girl out because she's so hot."
So they get in they're like, I even wore my dancing shoes, and it's like
It's gonna be a fun hoedown.
oh my god! And they're like in Oregon. It's like it's fucking Oregon.
The fucking dude, one of them has a southern accent for no reason. No discernible reason.
So they get in the boat and they try and start the motor.
Well, before there's like a joke where they're like, "Yeah, I fixed it, but there's this like little wire thing. I don't know what it's for." And then he throws it away. And they get in the boat and they can't start it. And I was just like, "Is this an outtake?"
And then like so the guy gets really pissed off at the other guy and like he grabs his hat and like throws it to the ground.
After.
What?
That's after when they're fighting.
Don't they start fighting
No.
right now?
They start fighting after they rent the boat out. Because remember, they go to shore, the couple comes up, and they're like,
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
like
like I said, my brain is like melted right now.
Clearly.
I'm sorry. I'm like
"You
I'm
fuck."
all over the place.
But yeah, they're
Um,
like, "We don't rent any boats." And then the guy's like, "I'll pay you $25." And the guy's like, "Okay, you can take that boat." And then he takes the
So
boat.
the guy literally they get in the boat and he starts the motor right up and they look at each other.
And he's like, "Do you know how to like, operate that?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay." And they just quickly walk away. And then he starts up the engine, and they just look back, and
because this is what starts the fight, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
so they start walking, and they're walking in like somewhere. And we just get them like, I'm tired of all your crap.
Just randomly.
And then we get this fucking, like,
He like throws his hat.
close up of the fucking bearded dude's face. Remember?
He's like, I'm gonna clock you if you keep
just
talking like that.
I'm gonna clock you in the face. You keep talking to me like that.
Like
And
this
then
stern look. And like the other guy, the skinnier guy, grabs the guy's hat and like throws it to the ground and then kicks it across.
and kicks it in the water.
And then the other guy like kicks dirt on his nice shoes and like they just start wrestling.
They start wrestling and falling in the water.
Like,
while the sheriff is parked like in a different location looking at them.
just watching this all unfold. And they like start rolling around and like they're in the water and splashing each other and like they like he pushes them against the like the edge of the water.
And then a severed head just like pops out.
It's the severed head of the fisherman.
The fishermen, and they freak out. The sheriff runs over and he takes the head and like wraps it in a bag and puts it in his car and then tells them like, okay, don't like go back, don't go on the lake and don't rent any boats.
Right.
And then
I don't want to see you even near the docks.
And then they're like, oh crap, they already rented a boat.
They're like, oh, that other couple. And then we get our favorite scene
of them in the middle of the lake.
Yep, and the girl, and so the
guy's like, the moonlight is so beautiful.
The moonlight is so beautiful on the lake. It is like literally midday. Sun is like gleaming in the sky.
The sun is baking, and she's just like, yeah.
And she's like, yeah, the stars look so beautiful.
Because the piece of shit studio that released this movie just decided not to put the fucking filters on.
Like, I've never seen a movie that didn't put the filters on.
Or
like,
make an attempt.
I get day for night because it's better lighting and like you can work with it better and you can just put the filters on. But they didn't even try.
Here's the thing. As far as I'm concerned, day for night will always look bad, but at the very least, other movies try.
Well, I mean, on this podcast, very little try, but...
Yeah, but they'll have filters on.
Yeah, it's true.
They'll put something instead of just not putting anything.
There's an attempt, usually.
Instead of just two people in broad fucking daylight talking about nighttime.
So then we get... They're sitting in there, and then we get the monster hitting the edge of the pool. So we get the monster from underneath this pool, and then it hits the edge of a pool.
It's literally a pool, a swimming pool. You can see like the fucking swimming pool like marks on the wall.
Yeah,
and everything.
And it hits the edge, but it doesn't rock their boat.
Bonk, but it doesn't rock the boat. And then like after 2 minutes of them talking about how beautiful the night is, then the boat rocks.
And they're like, "Oh no!" And they try and start the boat, and then the monster like comes. Does it come out?
No, for some reason they're scared of something.
Oh, and then they like finally turn it on, and the guy freaks out and like starts driving it recklessly.
And they speed away.
And they speed onto a beach, and for some fucking reason, the guy gets knocked out cold. Like
knocked the fuck out.
Like so much so that the girl said she was worried because he was knocked out for so long, even though it's in the next scene that he wakes up.
It's still daytime. Everything's still the same, but apparently he's been knocked out for a long time.
Yeah.
And then the monster comes to shore. And the guy, this works for some ungodly reason. There's a gas canister in the boat. He takes it, spills it, and lights the boat on fire. And apparently this tells the monster to fuck off.
The monster's just like, fuck. Okay.
Fuck it. He just walks away.
And now, enter random subplot number 1.
The best subplot.
So we get a guy.
We get a shot that it's just a messy room.
Yep.
And then there's a guy on a shitty bed.
With a gun.
With a gun and an empty bottle of liquor.
So he's like, he gets up and he goes outside and like shoves the gun in his waist.
And starts driving. And this is one of our few scenes of nighttime because he's driving and it looks like...
It looks like L.A.
It looks like Los Angeles. Like a big city.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And he just drives.
He drives to the liquor store.
Unprompted. Goes into a liquor store. Gets one bottle of like some shit. Some liquor
whiskey.
Shit.
Goes up to the counter, and then, like...
The guy's like, that'll be $4, and then he pulls out a fucking gun.
He's like, this is the 4th time this week. Come on, man.
And then this woman walks in
and screams.
So he blasts the clerk
The
in
clerk,
the stomach,
the clerk does try to pull out a gun, but he blasts the clerk in the stomach.
and then he blasts the innocent woman in the stomach. So we get a scene of a random person we don't know
Murdering 2 innocent people.
murders 2 innocent people with like pools of blood and everything, and just walks out.
Those are the like only 2 like on-screen deaths we see. No, there's 3 on-screen deaths, but there's like 2 of the on-screen deaths we see.
Those are 2 of the 3 on-screen deaths in the whole movie.
I know.
In your monster movie,
I know.
2 of the deaths.
Arbaya just a random dude holding up a liquor store in a monster movie?
Yeah. So he murders them, and then it just cuts to a weird shot of the professor putting a fucking bag on a camera. Remember?
Yeah, because he's examining the head.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we were just like, what the fuck was that?
Like, excuse me?
But it's okay. They come back to that.
So he's like, oh, like I found bacteria in the head.
And
That's not
those
from
marks,
any
those marks are made by teeth.
like I found like bacteria that hasn't been around for like eons, and
Yeah.
he's like, what if the meteorite heated up like an egg? And they talk about the story basically.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it must be this monster. And then they have pictures and they confirm that it's that monster. The fucking they keep saying dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Please, man. And then we get a scene of our 2 goons
Looking for the boat that the couple took.
Yeah, and they find it. They see the boat's like been burned up, but the couple has just been sitting there under this fucking rock the whole goddamn time.
And they're all like shaken up and like
Traumatized.
delirious, and like so the 2 Goombas like get them off the beach and they take them back to shore, and the cop's there.
The cop chews them out because he told them like don't go on the lake, don't run any boats, blah blah blah.
Right.
I don't want to see you on the lake anymore.
Yeah.
And so then we get a scene of these 2 sitting in their fucking yard getting drunk.
Is this supposed to be their house?
Yes.
Because it has no roof, no walls.
Well, it's someone's backyard.
Yeah.
They're sitting in someone's backyard with a bunch of dogs and cats and a shitty cabinet full of beer.
And then, like, for some reason, the other guy's, like, trying to, like, light a fireplace or something, like a match.
And then he just gives up.
Like, he keeps throwing shit away and, like, just, like, gives up. And then they both start drinking, and the one guy's like, you need to go for a walk.
Well, the funniest part is, like, tomorrow's going to be hopeless. Well, I guess any day you're sober is hopeless.
Yeah, and, like, again, I think this is supposed to be a nighttime scene.
No shit.
Because they keep talking like it's night and you hear crickets.
Because they go on a walk in the woods. And there's crickets.
What's hilarious is, like, if this was day for night, I would have gotten this scene a little bit more because remember when they get scared by the tree stump? So in darkness, you would think that was something.
They might have mistaken it for something.
But we clearly saw that it was a fucking tree stump.
Because this movie's dumb.
Because they get drunk and they walk through the woods and they talk about how they're scared and, like, something is in the water killing people. And they get spooked by, like, a tree stump. But it's broad daylight, so we can see
they hear someone making wolf sounds.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow!
And then they look behind them and there's a tree stump and they apparently think it's a wolf.
And they get scared.
And they run the fuck away.
But, like, again, it's broad daylight, so we can clearly see it's a goddamn tree.
You know what it is? It's the alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol makes you hallucinate.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Alcohol.
Okay.
Alcohol makes you hallucinate, Will.
Yes.
So they run the fuck away, and that scene over.
Yeah.
It's done.
So,
we finally get...
Is this the resolution to the fucking shooter guy?
The fucking cop goes to the diner.
And the guy that shot the clerk...
Not yet.
Oh,
so
no.
he goes to the diner, and then he sees a car in a parking lot, and for some reason beyond me, he's suspicious of this car. It's just a fucking car in a parking lot.
For no reason, he's just suspicious
There's
of it.
nothing weird about the car at all. But he goes...
And inspects it.
Now, to be fair, he does see an empty bottle in the passenger seat. So drunk driving, blah, blah, blah.
And so
but
we
he was suspicious even before he saw that.
So we see our shooter guy
looking out the window.
In a booth looking out the window.
Being, like, suspicious.
And so he gets up and, like...
The cop goes to the phone
and the guy
to make a call.
The guy sneaks back in his car.
Gets in and starts driving away. And the cop is just like, stop. And then the guy pulls out his gun and just fires on a cop.
Just randomly.
And then the cop fires back.
Now this guy, like, I want to mention, this guy has no motivation. I don't know what his motivations are. He just wants to shoot people, apparently.
His motivation is liquor.
Yes.
That's all you need.
He didn't get any liquor in the diner. He got a pint of liquor. Like, if your motivation was liquor and you were robbing and killing people, wouldn't you want to go big?
No, he's a small-time criminal. He's a small-time liquor bandit.
Apparently.
So but until now, when he starts fucking unloading at a cop in broad daylight, the cop gets in his car and they have a little chase, and they go like off-road.
I love this part because the guy he starts veering off, and then he gets a little ahead of the cop. So what he does is he like punches the gas and then rolls out of his car.
So we see, unprompted, him opening his door and rolling out like it's Grand Theft Auto. And then the next shot is just a fucking giant cliff, and the car just careens off.
And then, like, crashes and it's on flames. And we think, like, maybe he's, like, trying to fake his own death, like, veer, like, you know, evade the cop and make him think that he drove off the cliff.
But then...
Which would be, a classic movie trope.
No. This movie subverts your expectations. Because he gets up right in front. Right when the cop pulls up, our man gets up and skedaddles away.
And runs away.
And then they have a little shootout in the woods. The cop hits him in the leg. The guy starts crawling. He crawls next to the lake.
And then we get the monster just shaking its head.
With someone shaking the mechanical head.
Shaking the head back and forth.
Like... Nah, bitch.
And then the guy screams, and the cop goes over, and there's blood all in the water.
That's the end of that subplot.
What the fuck was the point?
To add a body count.
What was the point?
To add a fucking body count.
Why?
I don't know, dude.
This is a monster movie. Don't add random liquor store robberies in the middle of it.
Why? That was the most entertaining part of the fucking movie.
Yeah, that's true.
This was the most entertaining part of this nonsense. And it just ends. It ends because the fuckface gets eaten. And that's it.
And then the cop goes back to his car and is getting in his car and then sees the monster. And the monster gets up and, like, starts just like, and, like,
No?
Yeah.
It's not later?
No, it's, like, pretty much now, isn't it?
No, because he goes, I don't even fucking remember, dude.
I thought it was now.
I think I'm just losing my mind because the location looks completely fucking different.
Yeah,
but yeah, he like sees a monster.
He sees the monster, and then he gets in his car and like barely escapes it, and then like drives off.
Yeah, because his car was on top of a cliff.
Yeah.
You know what that's called? Continuity, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he...
If there is anything in between it, it's not important that it doesn't even matter.
And he gets in his car and, like, speeds away. He goes to the professor, tells him, like, you gotta come with me. You gotta see this. I saw a fucking dinosaur. Like, you gotta see this. They go there. He takes out his flashlight. In broad fucking daylight. He uses his flashlight to show the professor the giant footsteps, because you wouldn't be able to see them without the flashlight in broad daylight.
The professor takes pictures, and they go develop him in his film lab that has kittens.
That has like a picture of 3 kittens and a picture of a puppy.
I'm surprised there wasn't a poster that said like "Hang in there," you know. Like
I'd have that.
The cat like hanging on it.
See, I'm shitting on this. But if I had like a film lab, that is some kind of shit that I would have in there. Kittens and like random nonsense.
Yeah, don't lie. Your Instagram is full of just your cat.
Yeah.
Your
That's
cat and
exactly
your
what I'd
dog.
have
Your
in there.
cat and your dog. We do. We all know that like that would be your photo room.
That would be it.
Just your cat and your dog everywhere, just
That's
plastered
it.
all
And
over
maybe
your...
like a movie poster just to top it off.
Yeah, just one or two, just for variety.
Just to remind people this is a film lab.
So they take him to the couple now.
Yeah, because he's like, I know who's gonna have the answers, and the couple that's been incognito for an hour of the movie.
And I'm sorry, beforehand I said that they figured out this is a dinosaur and everything. I was wrong. This is the scene where they confirm that it's like the dinosaur, even though it's not a dinosaur.
Well, they confirm that, and they confirm that it's the thing in the paintings, the cave paintings.
Yeah.
And then that's when they figure out that meteor, essentially, it made the fucking egg froze on the floor of the lake, and then the meteor was so hot that it created like an incubation thing.
Yeah, and warmed it up so it could hatch.
It hatched.
And it grew really rapidly for some reason.
It hatched into a full-grown fucking plesiosaur.
Now, it's cliche time, cliche time.
It's cliche time because...
Cliche time.
Well, first of all, this cliche would normally happen like maybe 30 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's the fucking end because they're like, the cops like, let's destroy it. And then they're like, no, the scientific community needs this.
I love movies when they don't have like an organization like backing them. They always just say
the scientific community.
The community. It's for the community. The scientific community.
The people.
The community.
Them, like, some vague.
They couldn't think of any fucking like organization. Yeah. So it's just the community.
It's always some vague entity that needs this thing alive.
The scientific community.
And it's like, we know what's gonna happen.
So the guy's like, okay, well, we're gonna kill. Basically, he wants to kill this thing. He's like, I'm gonna call a town meeting, and we're gonna see what other people want to do.
And he tells, and they have their fucking town meeting,
and we get an old guy trying to fix a ski. He's
a ski tractor.
He's inspecting like big machinery.
And then there's a town meeting going on. In the town meeting, they say that they're gonna try to capture this thing. And then one fucking goon stands up and is like, capture, as he's like aggressively finger pointing. And capture?
And reading his
we shouldn't capture. I think we should kill it.
As his eyes are like scanning the lines off camera.
As he's angrily like finger pointing.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys is like, wait a minute, we can make money from this thing. And everyone's like, okay.
Yeah, and like the bearded Goomba is like, I'm gonna go capture that thing myself.
And it cuts back to the old man. The monster comes up to him, scares him, and he runs back.
Now it just scares him, but like when he gets to the town meeting, he's like in like tatters.
He has like blood on his face for some reason.
He's like fucking bloodied and like,
I don't know, dude.
Like the monster attacked him. It never shows the monster attacking people until the end.
It doesn't show shit until the end when we finally get what I always wanted. A fucking ragdoll. It finally gave me the ragdoll at the very goddamn end of the movie.
So, they're
like...
The sheriff's basically like, you know what, fuck this, we're gonna go kill this thing.
And they go there. And it's
I love this scene because they're driving up and the monster picks up a bale of hay.
And it's just like...
And like is swinging it around and then just throws the hay at the car, making it come to an abrupt stop.
And we just see like some person off camera threw a bale of hay at the car.
And it makes the ground. It's so heavy it makes the cop car stop in its place.
And then they get out.
And the two goons come up and they get out too. One of them has a shotgun.
And then the cop is gonna try to kill it.
And the goon
with the shotgun
wants
runs
to capture it because he thinks it's gonna be a big profit.
A big profit for him and everyone else. So he's like threatening the cop. He's like, you can't kill that thing. Like, we need it. And he's like,
I'm getting in that tractor. I'm gonna kill this thing. You can come with, or you can stay out here.
And the guy's like, okay, I'll come with. So he gets on the back of his tiny tractor as they slowly wheel up to the thing. And then the guy's like, fuck this. And he gets out for no reason.
And the monster, like, attacks him. We get your favorite, the ragdoll scene.
Well, first we get a shot of the big animatronic thing, like, just thump on the guy's body. Yeah. And then we get a shot of the, like, puppet with a ragdoll in his
and
mouth.
the monster swinging it around
Just
and then
like-
just drops it on the
and then
ground.
just drops it. It
And
just
the guy-
fucking ragdolls on the ground.
And the guy's fucking dead.
That's all I wanted.
And then, like, we get this epic battle between this tiny... I say epic. This tiny little...
I hope you know that when Will said epic battle, the look on my face was the biggest bullshit ever. Please, Will, explain the epic battle.
So we get...
with the tiny tractor.
We get this guy in a tiny tractor slowly wheeling towards the monster.
This is the best they could come up with,
the
by the
monster's
way.
like swinging around, and the guy lifts the fucking arm of the tractor, and I don't know how, but he like lowers the tractor onto the neck of the monster.
We see a little plastic like neck thing getting hit.
Now the monster, its head was nowhere near the bottom of that blade.
It wasn't, no.
So did the monster like just politely stick its head underneath it?
Yes.
Cause like I love it, cause it almost like in the scene where the tractor's going towards the monster, it almost looks like he's gonna run over the actor on the ground.
Yes.
Like he's like going straight towards the fucking guy.
That would be even funnier.
But like it's hilarious because you can tell because the tractor's slightly off keel from the monster.
Yeah.
Because they just superimpose the image of the monster on there.
Yep.
So it's driving away from the monster, but somehow it collides with the monster. And so he brings up the arm and then brings it down and then brings it up and then brings it down again.
Lightly.
And then he gets out of the tractor and because I guess that's a good job done. 2 swings
And
is all
then
you need.
The monster has like the cuts on its neck now. And
it's
it just collapses and dies.
And dead.
And then everyone mourns the loss of the beard Goomba. And the
then
movie ends.
And the guy's like, well, it was our boats. It was our boats, huh? Blah, blah, blah. And then end.
End.
Yeah. The Crater Lake Monster.
The Crater Lake Monster.
Alright. So, my thoughts.
Thoughts?
Okay, so...
Thoughts?
Okay, so for an indie movie... Or what indie movie? It's for a B fucking D movie, class movie. I would say the only thing I enjoyed is like this movie got to ridiculous levels and it was just entertaining to make fun of it. But like, I would actually say the claymation was actually pretty decent for like the type of movie.
For the kind of movie this is.
Like I would,
Yeah.
like I was actually pretty impressed with like the animatronics and stuff. The monster looked really dumb. I think that was their problem. Like, it wasn't a good design.
Not really.
But, like, I get what they were going for.
Yeah.
And actually, whoever was doing the stop motion did a pretty fluid job of the stop motion. It
Yeah.
doesn't look it doesn't look too choppy. They do use a lot of the same motions, which makes me think they did one stop motion thing and then
They
just
didn't
like
have it. They didn't have a
put
lot
it-
of footage.
and then just put it in random places in
Yeah.
the movie, which is fine. But that is the only praise I can give this movie because the monster looks dumb. The the actors aren't necessarily the worst I've ever seen, but like the writing is so like just weird and like the plot is all over the place.
The plot is non-existent, is
Like
what it is.
it's just a monster killing people.
That's it.
And that's all the plot is. But like they throw in this random like guy killing 2 people and like that was the most random thing in this entire movie. I had no idea why they added that because like why do you need that in this kind of movie? I mean, yeah, it adds variety, but like what is the point? You just you killed the monster killed a bad guy.
Amusement.
I guess it was entertaining, but like that's about it.
That's the only reason. Amusement and body count.
Like I would say this movie's entertaining. It's not good by any means, but it is entertaining to watch.
Mhm.
Because like the special effects are pretty decent, even though the monster looks dumb. And the fucking monster throws a hay bale at a car.
It does.
That is the best.
It's something.
So like I don't know, like this movie's like good in one way and then like bad in every other single way.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. I mean, it's really not that bad. I
bad.
could probably easily get through it like by myself.
It's bad.
I wouldn't. I don't
It's
know.
not the worst movie.
It's not the worst movie
But
we've
it's bad.
watched though. It's pretty bad. But like, I don't know.
Mostly because of the ending.
I just thought it was entertaining to watch this train wreck of a movie just keep on barreling through to get to the resolution, and the end is the worst like showdown between like man and monster I've ever seen.
Epic.
Yeah,
Epic.
that's what I used to describe it.
It's yeah.
That was like the shittiest scene is the ending, and that should be the best scene.
No, they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it. They couldn't maintain.
But like I don't know, like I would have almost like maybe rather had them do like ridiculous subplots like the murderer, because maybe that would have added like some element of like this movie is kind of batshit insane.
No,
But
I would have.
they
I would
just-
have preferred.
They just went with like classic tropes and then one ridiculous like subplot.
I would have preferred nonstop ridiculousness.
I would have too, because I think that would have made it more like unique.
Cause as a
Because it's not unique until that scene happens.
oh no,
Right? It's just your cut and paste monster movie. People go into the water, they die.
Yeah.
You know, people do stupid shit, they die. People like apparently some guy drives up on a beach and gets knocked out but doesn't die because he lights a boat on fire. I don't know. But like if they added more subplots like the guy murdering people just randomly in a monster movie just like to distract you from the monster, like maybe it would have been a little bit more unique.
I'd be fine with that.
But like, because that's the only part where I was just like, "What the fuck is happening?" I've never seen this in a movie before.
Remember Psychic Killer?
Yeah.
That was fun.
But again, they just went for classic monster movie tropes, and then threw in one random subplot.
Eh.
It's dumb.
Eh.
I'm not trying to praise this movie. I'm just saying the special effects were decent.
See, my issue with this movie is special effects are fine. They're not bad. The monster is good. My issue with this movie is number one, only one person actually gets killed by the monster on camera.
Yeah, like
That's some bullshit.
every other death is off screen.
Any good, fun monster movie has the deaths on the fucking screen. Any. But not this one. We couldn't do that.
Even dumb ones have on-screen
Yes.
deaths.
All of them.
Every single one of them. Even movies on like I hate to bring up this, but fucking Track of the Moon Beast had on-screen deaths.
And what deaths they were,
Oh
Will.
my god, yes. But like even the shittiest of the shit monster movies
Yeah.
have on-screen deaths.
That's why you see the movies.
Yeah.
That's the point. But no, we couldn't do that. And a tiny tractor.
That's what killed.
Out of all the ideas in the universe, out
That's
of
what
all
they
the
went
things, two people wrote this. Out of all the things you could have done, the fucking resolution is that a tiny tractor brings its tiny fucking thing on the neck of the thing and kills it.
Yeah. That was
Somehow.
it.
We watched Grizzly and the Grizzly got blown up by a fucking bazooka.
Yeah, but we also watched Claws.
Claws is worse than this.
Yes, I would agree.
Okay.
Yes.
Claws is worse than this a million times. This, I don't know. It's a little frustrating. Just a couple tweaks. A couple of little tweaks.
Yeah, I'd say maybe wasted potential.
It's wasted, like, not potential in, like, oh, this is fucking amazing.
No,
masterpiece.
it could never be like a great
More like
movie.
wasted entertainment potential.
Yeah.
Just a couple of little fixes, and this becomes a really entertaining movie.
Make the end fight scene more ridiculous and more over the top.
Just some insanity.
Yeah.
Some insanity.
Not a tiny tractor.
Blow the fucking thing up somehow.
Yeah, not a tiny tractor cutting its neck
A
twice.
tiny tractor.
They
Not
didn't-
even a big tractor.
Or make the tractor cut its head off. I don't know, something.
Dude, you know what? Or have like a scene of the fucking puppet stop motion fighting a stop motion tractor. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
No.
No.
And I mean, I do appreciate the ragdoll death. I wanted that for the whole movie,
That was
I'll be honest.
One ragdoll
The whole
death.
movie should have been that.
One ragdoll death.
But, well, we got one.
we got 3 on-screen deaths, and only one of them is with the monster.
And 2 of them are from a random subplot that is somehow the most entertaining part of the fucking movie,
I know.
even though it has nothing to do with the monster.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
I don't know.
It's
don't
a
even
weird
know.
fucking movie.
I don't know how to rate this one. How would you rate Shitty to Pretty on this one? I'm thinking like a 3 or 2.
I'm 3.
You're thinking 3? I think a 3 because like it's not definitely not 1 status. We reserve 1 for
It's not
for
one,
special movies.
It has enough redeeming things where it's not a 2.
But 3 because it's not like a. It's definitely not a 4 or a 5.
No.
Hell no.
It's missing too much.
It is
to be a 4.
like it's missing that epic fight scene at the end.
It's missing the epic shit. I mean, if you made this really truly like epic insanity, I'd have to give it like an 8 or something. But even for a 4, it's just not quite. Not quite.
It's not there. 3. So, yeah, fucking Monster from Crater Lake.
Try harder.
I don't know if I would recommend this movie.
I mean, if you want to, it's free on Amazon Prime. It's in good quality.
It is like someone restored it apparently. It looks pretty good.
You get the fucking non-day for night scenes in beautiful HD.
Watch it just for that because it's hilarious to watch these actors try and act in broad daylight like it's nighttime.
It's insanity.
It's great.
It's absolute madness on screen.
And then watch the stupidest epic fight scene at the end.
Just watch the part
It's
where the
so
monster
dumb.
throws a hay bale at the car,
That's my favorite part.
because that's the highlight.
It's my favorite part. It's towards the end. It's like in the last like 10 minutes of the movie. Just go watch it.
Just watch it.
Watch the last 10 minutes of the movie.
That's it.
And then you'll get an idea of how terrible this movie
You'll
is.
understand.
But you'll at least get to see the monster throw a hay bale at a cop car.
And really, where else can you see that?
Nowhere.
Exactly.
I don't think we're ever going to see that again.
No, so
So we
Take
got to enjoy
pleasure
it.
in that.
We got to enjoy it while we can. Okay?
exactly. Jesus.
Yeah. It's good to be back though.
Yeah,
Sorry we were gone for a week. That was my bad,
but we back.
like always.
We back.
Yeah, we back. And more info on live stream coming soon. We'll be doing it by the end of the month. Just, you guys know the drill.
Just because, rest.
Yeah.
We need to rest.
Yeah, but we'll keep you updated on when we're going.
And we will go.
So, yeah. We back. And it's good to be back. And now we gone.
Bye.
As always, for They Must Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Fucking bye.
Tractor!
Tractor death.
Nick.
Eh.
Nick.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop! Oh, it's a wolf!
Fucking wolf.